Her parents filed paperwork saying she's dead and everything actually went through. That's not a mix up. So who approved it? And why does it look completely intentional?
I'm sorry, you can't go in, the nurse said, blocking the door. According to our system, you're dead. I'm Mimi. I'm standing in a hospital hallway at 7 a.m., staring at a screen with my name on its status. Deceased. My phone won't unlock my banking app, my ID just got rejected, and everyone around me is starting to look at me like I don't belong here. But this isn't a glitch. Because yesterday, my parents filed the paperwork that legally declared me dead and started taking everything I had, my accounts, my insurance, all of it. Then my phone rings. It's my mom. I answer, and she doesn't sound surprised. She just says, cold and steady, you shouldn't be calling anyone right now. I tighten my grip on the phone because the one paper I filed before I left home just got approved, and I haven't told them yet. Before we continue, please hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn on the notification bell for updates. I don't respond right away. Not because I don't have something to say, but because my brain is trying to catch up to what she just said. You shouldn't be calling anyone right now. There's no panic in her voice, no confusion, no, Mimi, where are you? Just control, like this was always the plan. I glance back at the nurse, who's already stepped away, whispering to someone at the front desk while still watching me like I might cause a scene. A security guard has shifted closer. Not rushing, just close enough. I lower my voice. Mom, why does the hospital think I'm dead? A pause. Not a shocked pause. Not even an annoyed one. Measured. And then she exhales softly. You weren't supposed to find out like this.
She's not even denying it. She's acting like I was supposed to find out later. So what exactly were they planning before this?
My stomach drops. Find out what? I push, stepping toward the window, away from the others. Another pause. Then, quieter this time. Everything's already been processed, Mimi. It's done. Just go somewhere private and stay off your phone. Stay off my phone? My grip tightens. Notifications are still stacking. Emails, alerts, things I don't even recognize at first glance. I swipe one open. Your account access has been restricted due to status verification. Another beneficiary claim initiated. My chest feels tight now. Processed? I repeat. What did you process? She doesn't answer that. Instead, she says something that makes it worse. You always said you wanted to leave, didn't you? This is cleaner. Cleaner. Like I'm not a person, just a problem they found a way to erase. I press my fingers against my forehead, trying to think. Yesterday, just yesterday, I was in that house. Same kitchen, same table. My dad barely looked up from his phone. Kayla, my little sister, kept asking weird questions about my work schedule, my accounts, things she never cared about before. And my mom, sliding those papers across the table again. Just sign, Mimi. It's routine. Insurance updates. I almost didn't. I remember holding the pen, hovering for a second too long. Something about it felt off. Not wrong enough to refuse, but wrong enough that later that night, after everyone went to sleep, I grabbed my bag and went somewhere I hadn't planned to go. A government office that was about to close. I didn't tell anyone. I didn't even fully understand what I was asking for. I just knew I needed something in my name, something they couldn't touch. Back in the hallway, I swallow hard. Mom, I say slowly, you declared me dead. Silence. Then finally she says it. Yes. No hesitation. No denial. Just yes. Behind me, I hear the security guard take another step closer. And on my phone, another notification appears, this one different. Filing status update. Approved. My heart skips. Because that's not their paperwork. That's mine. And my mom's voice comes back, sharper now. Mimi, what did you do? Dead people don't get approvals, I whisper, staring at the notification like it might disappear if I blink. My mom goes quiet on the other end. Not confused, calculating. Where are you? She asks. I don't answer. Instead, I turn my back to the hallway and press myself against the cold glass window, trying to think past the noise in my head. This didn't come out of nowhere. It can't have. Growing up, money in our house was never normal. My dad, Daniel, handled everything, but somehow nothing was ever clear. Bills were always tight, even when I started working full-time. When I began contributing, it wasn't optional, it was expected. Family helps family, my mom would say. And I did. Rent, groceries, even part of their old debts. But anytime I asked questions, real questions, it was always the same response. Why are you keeping score? Do you not trust us? So I stopped asking. Until about a month ago, that's when the paperwork started. At first, it was small things, updates, renewals, just signatures. My mom would sit across from me at the kitchen table, tapping the pen impatiently, while Kayla scrolled on her phone nearby, pretending not to listen. Sign here, Mimi. Every time. No explanations, just pressure, and every time I hesitated, Kayla would chime in, too casually. It's not a big deal, you're overthinking it. But she wouldn't look me in the eye when she said it. That was new. Yesterday was different, though. There were more papers, thicker stack. My dad actually sat down this time, really watching me as I flipped through them. Why so many? I asked. Because we're fixing things, he said. Flat. Fixing what? No answer. Just that same look, like I was slowing something down. On the phone, my mom finally speaks again. Mimi, you signed everything already. There's nothing left for you to do. I let out a quiet breath. Yeah, I say. That's what you thought. I pull up my email again, opening the attachment tied to that approval notice. My eyes scan the official header, the timestamp last night, filed at 6:42 p.m. Right after I left the house. My pulse starts to rise, because if this went through, then whatever they did, it isn't locked in anymore. Mom, I say, my voice steady now. Why is there a life insurance claim under your name? She doesn't respond, but I hear something else. A second voice in the background. Kayla, and she sounds panicked. Wait, what is she talking about? I straighten slightly, every nerve in my body suddenly alert, because whatever's happening on their end, they didn't expect me to see it this soon. And that means they're already losing control. They already paid out part of it. The words come from a bank employee leaning just close enough so no one else hears. I'm standing inside the branch now, after arguing my way past security, after insisting I'm not a fraud even though every system in front of them says I am. I stare at her. Paid out what? She hesitates, glancing at the screen, then back at me. A life insurance claim tied to your profile. Beneficiaries listed as Lila and Kayla. My chest tightens. That's my mom and sister. I figured, she murmurs. But officially, you're deceased. That's why the system released it. Around us, people are starting to notice. A man in line is openly watching. Someone else lifts their phone, slightly recording. I lower my voice, reverse it. She shakes her head immediately. I can't. Not while your status is still. She glances at the screen again. This. Dead. The word doesn't need to be said anymore. Who filed it? I ask. She exhales slowly. The death certificate came through yesterday afternoon. Verified. Signed by immediate family. My stomach drops. Signed. How? Witness confirmation. 2 signatures required. She pauses. Your parents and a secondary witness. I already know, but I ask anyway. Who? She turns the screen slightly. Kayla. My throat goes dry. I see her in my head last night, standing in the hallway as I grabbed my bag. You're leaving now? She asked. Yeah, just for a bit. She nodded. Too quickly. Then hugged me tight. Longer than usual. It'll be okay, she said. At the time, I thought she meant whatever tension had been building in the house. Now I realize she meant this. I stepped back from the counter, the weight of it hitting all at once. This wasn't just my parents making a decision. Kayla knew. She signed it. The employee leans in again, voice even lower now. There's something else. I look at her. There's a clause attached to the filing, she says. A no contest declaration. It blocks any disputes over asset transfer once the death is confirmed. My stomach twists. So even if I prove I'm alive, she nods slightly. It complicates things. A lot. Complicates. That's one way to put it. I pull out my phone again. Hands unsteady now. And open the document I filed last night, the one I barely understood at the time. I scroll past the legal text, past the formal language, until I see it again. That line, the one I didn't notice before. In the event of a wrongful death declaration, claimant retains immediate reversal authority and asset protection enforcement. My breathing slows, because that's not complicated. That's direct. I look back at the employee. If my status changes, she doesn't let me finish. Then everything freezes. Transfers, payouts, everything gets flagged. My grip tightens around the phone. Behind me, I hear the bank doors open sharply. Voices, familiar honors. And then, Mimi. I turn. My mom is standing there. Kayla right behind her, and neither of them looks calm anymore. Mimi, don't do anything stupid! My mom's voice cuts through the bank lobby, sharp enough that conversations around us start to quiet. She's walking toward me fast, heels clicking hard against the floor, Kayla trailing just behind her, eyes wide, scanning everything. I don't move. Stupid? I repeat, lowering my phone slowly. You declared me dead. A few people nearby turn fully now. No one's pretending not to listen anymore. My dad isn't here, but his absence feels intentional. Like this part was never meant to be public. My mom stops a few feet away, forcing a tight smile like she can still control this. We can talk about this at home! I don't have a home, I say, according to you. Kayla flinches. That's the first crack? Okay, listen. My mom lowers her voice, stepping closer. This got out of hand, but we can fix it if you just... If I just what? I cut in. Stay dead? Silence. That word lands heavier out loud. Kayla finally speaks, her voice shaky. Mimi, you weren't supposed to come here. I turn to her. Where was I supposed to go, Kayla? She doesn't answer. Because there isn't one. Behind the counter, the employee has gone still, clearly listening now. I can feel the shift. This isn't just a private mess anymore. This is becoming something official. I lift my phone slightly. I filed something last night. My mom's expression changes instantly. Not confusion. Recognition. Fear. You shouldn't have done that, she says quickly. So she knows. That's all I need. It's already approved, I reply. Kayla grabs my mom's arm. What does that mean? My mom doesn't look at her. She's staring at me. Mimi, if you activate that... What? I ask, stepping closer now. Say it. Her jaw tightens. It triggers an investigation. There it is. Out in the open. The employee behind me shifts, already reaching for her terminal again. I feel it now the moment everything crosses a line it can't come back from. You filed a death certificate, I say evenly. You signed it. You took money that wasn't yours. Mimi, Kayla starts, but I don't stop. And you thought I wouldn't be able to do anything about it. My mom's voice drops to almost a whisper. We did what we had to do. That lands colder than anything else she said. Not a mistake, not panic, a decision. I hold her gaze for a second longer, then turn away. Because this isn't a conversation anymore. It's a process. I walk back to the counter, place my phone down in front of the employee, and point to the document on the screen. I want to activate this. The employee looks between me and my family, then nods. Once I submit this, she says carefully, there's no undoing it. Behind me, I hear my mom step forward. Mimi, don't. I don't turn around. Do it, I say. The employee presses the key. And within seconds, my phone starts vibrating violently. Alerts, emails, system updates, firing all at once. Behind me, my mom's voice breaks for the first time. Mimi, what did you just do? A conclusion. The answer hits all of us at the same time. Every system they touched starts correcting itself. My phone screen refreshes, and the first thing I see is my banking app unlocking. The frozen notice disappears. My balance reappears, but the recent transfers are flagged in red. Transaction reversal pending fraud review initiated. The employee exhales quietly. It's working. Across the lobby, my mom grabs Kayla's arm. We need to go, now. But it's too late. Because this isn't just about access anymore. It's exposure. Within minutes, the branch manager steps out, followed by another staff member already on the phone. Quiet, urgent tones. Words like identity fraud, false death filing, and insurance escalation slip through the noise. Kayla looks like she might cry. Mom, what's happening? My mom doesn't answer her. She's staring at me. Not angry anymore. Not controlled. Just cornered. I pick up my phone again, scrolling through the cascade of confirmations. The document I filed, what I barely understood at the time, was a preemptive identity protection order. It created a legal override tied directly to my identity. If I was ever declared dead without my authorization, it would instantly reverse my status, freeze any financial movement tied to my death, and automatically flag every person involved for investigation. They didn't know that. They thought the paperwork they pushed me to sign gave them control. It did until mine activated. My sister's voice cuts through, small now. Mimi, we didn't think it would go like this. I look at her. You signed it, I say. She nods once, tears forming, no denial. That's enough. Security moves closer, not aggressively, but with purpose. The manager speaks directly to my mom now, asking her to step aside. She doesn't argue. For the first time in my life, she doesn't try to take control of the situation. Over the next few days, everything unfolds exactly the way the system said it would. Accounts frozen. Insurance payouts halted and pulled back into review. Formal investigations opened into all three of them, my mom, my dad, and Kayla. Fraud, identity falsification, financial exploitation. Words that don't feel real until they're attached to your own family. Calls start coming in from relatives I haven't heard from in years. Some confused, some quiet, some already choosing sides. I don't pick up. There's nothing left to explain. Weeks later, I'm sitting in a small apartment mine. No shared accounts. No signatures I didn't read. No pressure disguised as family responsibility. Just quiet. On the table in front of me is a printed copy of that document. One page. That's all it took. I run my fingers along the edge of it, thinking about how close I came to doing nothing, to trusting them one more time. They erased me on paper. Legally, intentionally, but in the end, they built everything on the assumption that I wouldn't fight back. I fold the page once, carefully, and set it aside. Because now, everything they tried to take is back where it belongs. And for the first time, so am I.
If one signed document can erase someone that clearly, how many people never realize it in time? And who's actually checking when death is just paperwork?